Hey, what's up, adventurers? Welcome back to another vlog. I'm going to be talking about Ghost and whether or not he is a good guard dog. Now, honestly, this is going to be a very straight up video. It's going to be super simple for me to explain. I made my previous one about Fan and our wolf dogs, good guard dogs. That one took a completely left turn. This one's going to take a right turn, okay? Are Dogo Argentinos good guard dogs? Short answer, yes. They are amazing guard dogs, amazing. They're very instinctual animals. And once you own one, or maybe even a Cane Corso or another type of Mastiff, they have this thing where they just know who to be rough with, who to alert you with, who to be rude to, and who not to be. So even if they've seen this person, if that person starts acting kind of rough, starts doing something that maybe the dog doesn't seem right, he kind of gets up and he's like, yo, chill, bro, and he starts barking. Now, I think that the Dogo Argentinos are very, very, very hard-headed. They're very stubborn dogs. They are. Because I said this in my other video, is that, they kind of walk around like they think they're all that, where they own the house, right? So he thinks. He kind of thinks that he's the top dog. They think that, they're the best thing since sliced bread, this and this. So you as a dog owner, you need to make them understand that you are the one that's in charge and they need to look up to you. They can't just walk all over you. Now, you're gonna probably ask me like, well, how do I know that I'm the pack leader, right, in this sense, or that I am more dominant than him or whatever? Well, when you guys see me record them feeding, what can I do? You see me pet him, you see me like touch his food, he doesn't care. That tells me that tells him and me that he respects me. That he doesn't see me like a dog. He doesn't see me like if it was Fan. If Fan were to do that, Ghost wouldn't have it, He'd be like, this is my food. I've been with him for so long and I've seen him develop into the dog that he is now. It's just like a child develops into a man. A puppy develops into an adult dog as well, and as they're developing, they gain new traits. They start acting different, and it's up to you to kind of pick up on those things, right? Now I see that Ghost is more alert with small dogs. Chihuahuas run around in the park. What does he do? He kind of perks up. He gets all crazy. Hey, chill, bro. Correct them, make them sit, make them calm down. He didn't have that issue before. Now small dogs really trigger him, not like in a bad sense, but in a very like where that inner game comes in and he gets really hyped up. And that's something that you kind of need to break, and it's hard because it's in their instinct, it's in their DNA to act this way. That's what they were bred for. But small Chihuahuas are not part of the list, unfortunately for him. So, are they good guard dogs, and should you consider buying one if you want a guard dog? Well, honestly, I would say yes. If you really want a good guard dog, I would say yes. Do I think they're good beginner guard dogs? Like if you've never owned a dog before and you're saying, you know what, I want my first dog to be a Dogo Argentino, and because I love them and they're really strong and this and this, I would say maybe not. I would say maybe you kind of go like a dog even more calmer, like maybe a bull mastiff, because they're more chill. They're a lot bigger, but they're more chill. Ghost, even though he does have some mastiff in him and he can sleep all day, dude, this dude is so lazy. He has that energetic side, and if you don't walk him, if you don't train him, if you don't mentally stimulate him, what is gonna happen? This dude's going to just start going crazy. Like I open the door sometimes and he just runs out and he's like just going crazy, running laps around the backyard. They're very, very energetic dogs. You'd be surprised. But I mentioned this, they have a switch, and this is what I love about the dog, is that there's a switch in his brain that he can be sitting down, just being casual. Somebody rings the doorbell and he just switches to another dog. He gets up, he goes, and he starts barking. He a lot of times he won't even bark. He just moves a curtain and he just kind of stares out like, who's there? And if he doesn't notice them, he starts barking. He starts being more aggressive. If he sees a dog, he starts barking. He starts being aggressive. These are traits that he has in his DNA, is to protect his owner. And when we're walking, sometimes you run into these people that have their dogs on a leash, and when I walk them in the short leash. When I run them, I run with my belt. But now that I've been walking because I injured my knee, I keep a very short leash and I keep him on my side. So they can't pull me, like they can't yank me and he's out there. Sometimes we run into people who have them on those bungee leashes where they stretch out. And what do their dogs do? Their dogs react to my dogs and they try to jump at my dog. Believe it or not, they try to jump and they get up and they act all aggressive. What does Ghost do? In Ghost's mind, this dog is trying to attack me. He goes crazy. He will not. And this is kind of hard to correct because what do? Do I correct him for trying to defend me because he was fine before the dog tried to lunge at me, or do I just ignore it? So can be up in the air for opinions. Personally, I grabbed him, I pulled him back, and we just kept walking like if it never happened. That's what I did. I didn't sit there, I didn't correct him, I didn't try to make him do anything because one, we were walking like this, they're fine, he's looking straight, doesn't even care. The dog comes in, lunges, stands up once the owner grabbed him, and then that's when Ghost reacts. That's when Ghost said, "Whoa, dude, chill. Alright, chill. You're invading my space. My owner's here. I'm not gonna tolerate that." And he tried to go too, but I have him on a short leash where he couldn't, so I just yanked him. We kept walking. Okay? They're very, very responsive dogs to stuff like that. Very responsive. In instinct, he knows. And the thing with Dogo Argentinos is that they're fearless, dude. They don't care. Like, this dude does not care, man. That is what this breed has. They don't care. They don't care how many dogs there are, if they're gonna get hurt. It's not in their brain to analyze the battlefield. Basically, it's like a juggernaut. I don't know if you guys ever played games or something, but there at some point, you know, all the little soldiers get killed, and then you reach like the boss, and it's like the juggernaut. It's like this big dude with armor, and he just starts murking everybody. Okay, Ghost is a juggernaut, all right. In this case, he goes in, he does some crazy stuff, this and this. He's instinctual. He doesn't think about it. He just goes in, gets the job done, and comes back. So that's the type of dog that the Dogo Argentino is. Now, another thing to consider about the Dogo Argentino when we compare it to something like a German Shepherd is that German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois are very, very vocal dogs. They bark a lot, dude. Like you see them all the time at the park, barking, running around. They're very alert. They're very social on the way that they're feeling. Dogo Argentinos are not vocal. He'll bark when somebody rings the doorbell. He'll bark if he sees somebody outside because he has the time to, or he's kind of curious. And he doesn't bark like woof 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 woof. All right, he just barks like one big wolf, and then he kind of just growls, and he one big wolf. Okay, it's not like a Chihuahua. Woo, woo, woo. No, it's just wolf, quiet, growl, wolf. He's watching. He's observing. When you're in the real world, something like that happens. Guess who's not barking or growling or giving you any signs? The Dogo Argentino. He doesn't. When a dog comes in here and he starts barking at him in his face, because it's happened where dogs bark at us that are loose. Ghost has never, that I've seen or that I've noticed, barked back. He doesn't try to stand there and be like, "Oh, I have the bigger bark." He does not do that. And sometimes that can be dangerous. All he does is he stares at them and he just waits for them to get closer, and then once they reach that point where he says enough, he reacts. Like I said, it's happened before where we're walking and there's a lot of loose dogs. They try to do that. Ghost never barks. He just stays quiet, stares at them, and he's like, okay, you have two options. Either you walk away, or once you cross this line, I'm going to react to you. And luckily, a lot of the time, the dogs end up running away because, I mean, they're not just gonna follow us. And if they do, it is rather annoying sometimes when they do follow us, but it's very rare that they do. So this is the type of behavior you're gonna get with the Dogo Argentino. Are they good with people? Or are they good at defending you against intruders? I 100,000, like, I would bet my freaking right eye that if somebody were to break into my house, Ghost would react to it very defensively, very defensively. And I've never trained him. I haven't done any of that stuff. And you're probably asking me, well, how would you even know? So let me give you guys an example then. One of my friends wore a mask because he thought it was funny during the whole coronavirus pandemic, and he opened the door, and what does Ghost do? Oh, I don't know who that is. I've never seen that mask before. What the hell is going on? Dude got out of his cage, started barking, like, goes up to him, like, and the thing is that it does take a little bit to register in their brain, like, oh, yeah, because he's not trained, so he's like, should I not? Once they registered that this could be a potential threat, as I came out of the room, he didn't bite him. But he like got in his face like, okay, you need to stop. He was barking really loud, you need to step away. He doesn't like being taunted, he doesn't like being, tested. In this case, the person didn't back out. When he confronted them, he was gonna push them out. Now, I know, and I have a very strong feeling, because these dogs, it's not like where, you know how, like, let's say somebody were to come in and they do that, right, and they start smacking him, or they start doing something. In his brain, that's just more of a reason for him to bite someone, for him to get aggressive with that person. Now, I don't have Ghost because I want him to defend me, or, if somebody breaks in, for him to do something. Because in reality, if somebody's breaking into a house, they most probably have a gun or a knife or both. So in my opinion, I feel like I'd be jeopardizing him by doing that, by wanting him to go and protect me from this intruder. Hey, go attack him. I'm gonna stay back here. Like, hell no, I'm gonna come out with guns too, and someone's gonna go down. It's probably not gonna be me. But in this case, for those of you guys thinking about a guard dog that you might have, that you might want for your family, somebody that can give you that extra protection, a dog that is fearless, a dog that is responsive, but the pros and the cons, that dog that is independent, a dog that is very hard-headed, a dog that thinks that he owns the house, a dog that is very muscular, powerful breed, and that you need to be very responsive with, and you need to raise the right way. Then if you think that these cons are stuff that you can put up with, as opposed to like a German Shepherd that's more trainable, a lot more responsive to his owners. If you're a first-time owner and maybe you really want one, I hope you do your research. I hope you do your homework. Start practicing. Maybe start babysitting some dogs. Start going to the park more often, seeing how dogs interact. Get yourself familiar with these types of dogs. Because you're probably not gonna see a lot of Dogo Argentinos where you're from, because they're a very rare breed. But at least you start exposing yourself to more breeds, okay? And that's basically it, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned from my stories. Maybe you got some idea of how a Dogo Argentino acts. Make sure you put a like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Nothing but peace and love from my pack to yours.